On June 26, 2023, the gates of Nigeria's premier military institution, the Nigerian Defense Academy, opened to a new chapter, not just in history, but in spirit. At the heart of that chapter stood a leader, calm in manner, firm in principle. Major General Jo Ochai, the 32nd Commandant, brought with him more than authority. He brought a vision anchored in discipline, lifted by innovation, and driven by a quiet yet unwavering pulse of transformation and strategic foresight. Major General Ochai assumed leadership with clarity and conviction. His philosophy was simple, yet profound. Build on the past, strengthen the present, shape the future. From infrastructure to technology, sustainability to inclusion, he envisioned an academy that wouldn't just follow the times, but lead them.
Since I assumed command of the Nigerian Defense Academy, I've brought in a lot of initiatives that have positively impacted on the training doctrine to start with, on the academic branch, on infrastructural development, as well as additional concept and centers. We've also expanded and improved the living condition of cadets. We've invested a lot in building new accommodation to ensure that the increasing number of cadets are well accommodated in a comfortable environment that creates that enabling space for them to give their best during training. We've also invested in labs and workshops, mostly for engineering and science cadets. This will enhance learning, and modern technology entails that we do that so that the degree we offer will stand its own in any part of the world. And it's indeed recognized. All our degree programs are accredited by National Universities Commission, and our students are carrying out postgraduate studies in some of the most renowned universities globally, such as Cranfield University, and they come out with very excellent results, which goes to indicate that our degree program are world-class, and the delivery of education in the Nigerian Defense Academy has been enhanced to get to that status.
Under his leadership, the Academy evolved brick by brick, vision by vision. New landmarks rose from the Counter-Terrorism Center, a solemn tribute to the late Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tarid Lagbaja, and the Biodiversity and Conservation Center, a symbol of foresight and environmental stewardship. These weren't mere buildings, they were declarations of intent. One project stood tall and green among them all. The Biodiversity and Conservation Center, commissioned by the Honorable Minister of Environment, became the heart of NDA's ecological commitment. Over 1 million trees now stand in quiet testament, planted by hands trained for war, yet committed to peace. The message was clear: strong enemies can also be guardians of the earth.
The essence is to enhance learning in biology and geography and other fields that are related to biodiversity, and also to showcase the current thinking worldwide of conserving the environment and enhancing it for the benefit of humanity. In this part of the world, desert encroachment is a big challenge, and the earlier we bring the awareness to all through such centers, the better for us. So through this center, the idea will cascade down to other institutions, communities, and societies, so that they too, in their own way, can fight the menace of desert encroachment.
Learning spaces expanded, classrooms became smarter, lecture halls multiplied. From the Department of Psychology to the Security Studies Complex, the Basic Officers Training Wing to newly constructed administrative blocks, the intellectual heartbeat of the NDA grew stronger. But beyond books and buildings, lives were touched. New parks for children, upgraded sports facilities for cadets, and improved living quarters reminded everyone, people come first.
I will describe Major General John Ochai as a transformational leader. He took interest in the welfare of cadets, staff, and everybody. And he did this in so many ways. He touched the lives of everybody around him in the academy. When it comes to infrastructure, so much has been put in place. Hitherto, training of short service cadets was in Ribadu Cantonment, which is the old site of the Nigerian Defense Academy. Now he moved the training to the main site in Afaka. To do that, he had to construct accommodation, lecture halls, and mess. And then in the aspect of the cadets accommodation, he looked at it and felt that it was really inadequate. And so he ensured that he made a living accommodation more habitable. For the children, he ensured that the NDA boarding secondary school took off. So the first set resumed, and we're about to have the second set resuming this year. So it has come on stream, and it's a very good school, competitive, and only the best are selected.
It was during this phase that the Emergency and Trauma Center was established.
Beginning with the welfare of staff, I established for the first time the Emergency and Trauma Center at our medical facility. This is the first of its kind anywhere in the Nigerian military, and it's meant to attend to emergency cases. As you are aware, the tempo of training at the Nigerian Defense Academy is very high. So cadets and staff are bound to have injuries, and this center is meant to save lives that otherwise would have been lost, or serious cases could be arrested and dealt with instantly rather than waiting for referral cases.
General Ochai led the integration of modern technologies into cadets training, preparing them for the realities of contemporary warfare. Digital tools enhance situational awareness and strategic planning.
For military training, we've introduced the application of technology in some of our modules. In tactical training, we've introduced the use of unarmed area vehicles as a means of conducting surveillance, battlefield surveillance. We've also introduced the use of digital maps. Unlike in the past when we're using outdated maps, digital maps are up to date, up to the last minute, because they are satellite based and they are always updated. We've also tried to use coordination, coordinates now as a means of locating places on the ground in relation to the map rather than the grid system, which is now more accurate and enhances delivery of firepower in the battlefield. The officers we have today are more hands-on on the use of appropriate technology in warfare. As we are all aware, modern warfare involves the use of technology.
A central focus for General Ochai was strengthening cadets training through advanced infrastructure and specialized centers designed to replicate today's complex operational environment.
Apart from infrastructural and administrative value addition to the cadets training program. There were also a lot of training initiatives that he supported, and one of which, and which is the most important, is the counterterrorism village, which during his time was established and named after the late Chief of Army Staff of blessed memory, that's Lieutenant General T.A. Lagbaja. And he has ensured that, we deviate from the crude methods of instructions that we are used to into a more modern approach, to cadets training, which makes it more comfortable and easier for them to assimilate, the tactics, techniques, and procedures, as well as military subjects that the cadets undergo during training.
Training remained the Academy's heartbeat, and under his watch, it beats stronger. The drill grounds echoed with precision. Standards soared. Cadets learned that honor isn't declared, it's demonstrated. Today, they stand better trained, better equipped, and more prepared to confront contemporary security challenges.
The Commandant has been keen on maintaining the already established successes of the previous command of the Academy, whereby the cadets continue to make us proud in various aspects of not just contemporary warfare, but also counterinsurgency operations. In terms of specialized warfare, talking about the airborne training, amphibious training, the basic watermanship course, as well as combat shooting. Now we have cadets that I would say, in comparison to the time I left the Academy, we have cadets who are better prepared for contemporary operations. We have cadets who are able to shoot straight. I'm very confident that if I ask any of the final year cadets, keeping a small 60 centiliters bottle of water 100 meters away, my final year cadets require only 3 shots to take that bottle out. That's the level of training we've given them. That's what makes you a soldier. It's the skills that you have, the knowledge, the competence. Now we've taken the cadets to that level.
In a space long shaped by tradition, General Ochai carved a path for inclusion. Female cadets were given more than visibility, they were given voice. More than opportunity, they were entrusted with leadership. They marched, they learned, they led. And they proved that strength wears many faces.
The Nigerian Defense Academy is an equal opportunity establishment. We believe in diversity, equality, as well as inclusiveness. And that's the reason why female cadets were introduced a decade or so ago to ensure that we accommodate those values. And when I came on board, I gave it traction. And my motivation and encouragement led us to nominate the first female cadet to be trained at the prestigious Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst, Princess Owowo, who was commissioned last year in the UK. And I wish to state here that a stamp on our knack for quality was effectively seen during the last lieutenant to captain promotion exam, where she came first out of over 200 officers. For a female to achieve that in a male-dominant society like Nigeria, it took a lot of things.
My instructors molded me to what I am. The training, the advice, the encouragement, the mentorship. Special thanks to them for their time and for the dedication to service of which they have bestowed on myself, my classmates, and other cadets. Special thanks to the Commandant. Maj Gen Jo Ochai has really been good. He has recognized my success, and he is trying to push further so that the pathway to this success wouldn't be closed. Because in this field, you see, I'm a junior officer. He has really been there as a father figure to me. It was also for my commissioning parade. My parents were not able to come for my commissioning parade, but after the parade, I saw Maj Gen Jo Ochai and I was like, Nigeria is actually behind me.
From sharpened discipline to shared opportunity, from enduring values to evolving standards, the Academy was changing, not just in haste, but in depth. And still, the journey had only just begun. Major General Ochai didn't just preserve systems, he reimagined them. Under his leadership, an era of mega projects took shape. Emergency and Trauma Center, NDA Boarding Secondary School, Psychology and Security Studies buildings, operational vehicles, children's parks, state-of-the-art sports center, new lecture halls, and even the Serene Hall 1 of the NDA golf course was established. These projects were officially commissioned by the Chief of Defense Staff and his wife, Mrs. Lillian Musa. Groundbreaking ceremonies were held for NDA Hospital Maternity Unit by the 38 Regular Course Association, 39 studios and suites, honoring the 39 regular course at the Officers' Mess and Golf Club, NDA Skills Acquisition Center, Nigerian Defense Academy Officers' Wives Association Secretariat, Daowa.
Just fantastic. I mean, it is mind-blowing to see what, everything today. Since we started in the morning, we did not sit down anywhere. We were always moving from one to another. You could imagine starting from 10 till this time, and it shows the level of commitment to progress. And we're really very happy. Particularly, I'm very happy and very privileged to be here together with my wife. In a total of everything you look at, we're talking about almost 14, 15 commissioning and groundbreaking activities. That is huge. It has never happened. This is the first time. We'll say thank you and then we'll commend the commandant.
Maternity, like we said earlier, for the community and for the staff here, is going to really help them instead of them going out of this place. This NDA is a community on its own. It's large and it's big, and and is going to be perfectly built that will assist them. So it's a very welcoming idea and it's a very laudable project as well. And I want to thank the commandant for thinking about the women and children.
And the momentum continued. New unveilings included the Lieutenant General T.A. Lagbaja Counterterrorism and Counterinsurgency Center, Army Wing Auditorium, 30-man flats for corporals and below quarters at the 37 NDA Demo Battalion, commanding officers' residence for the 37 NDA Demo Battalion. This was followed by the groundbreaking of two major projects: a 500-capacity cadets mess, an administrative block, and girls' hostels at the NDA Boarding Secondary School. These were commissioned on January 21, 2025 by the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General O.O. Oluyede.
I thank the Commandant and other principal staff officers of this prestigious institution, the Nigerian Defense Academy, for inviting me home to commission some laudable projects and lay the foundation for others. I am aware that the Chief of Defense Staff, General C.G. Musa, Officer of the Order of the Federal Republic, only about a week ago, equally commissioned several other laudable projects here in the Academy. So one would not be wrong to say it is harvest season in the Academy. And I am proud to be associated with the exemplary leadership team that pilots the affairs of this great institution at this period in our nation's history. The events of the past week show that the Nigerian Defense Academy is made up of highly resourceful, pragmatic, visionary, and legacy-minded team, ably led by the Commandant. I commend you, my dear friend, the Commandant, and your team for doing a fantastic job in the Academy.
With one eye on home and the other on the horizon, General Ochai built international bridges. The NDA became a hub for global exchange, exposing cadets to best practices from around the world. It was training for today, but preparing for tomorrow.
I wish to first and foremost thank the Chief of Defense Staff, and indeed the service chiefs and other members of the Academy Board that gave me the opportunity to collaborate with other entities both within and outside Nigeria. Without the authorization, I won't have been able to do that. My collaborative effort was enhanced due to my previous appointments that gave me exposure. In the course of my career, I've served under the auspices of the African Union, I've served under the auspices of ECOWAS, and I've served under the auspices of the United Nations at various levels. And this brought me across intellectuals and bureaucrats, as well as diplomats globally. I maintain those links wherever it's beneficial to the Nigerian Defense Academy. I then exploited it. One good example is my relationship with University of Botswana. I was a directing staff at the Botswana Defense Command and Staff College in Gaborone, Botswana. While there, I had a good relationship with the University of Botswana that provided a master's degree program to our students. So with that already established relationship, I built on it as soon as I became the commandant of NDA, and that's why today we have collaboration with University of Botswana. We have a relationship with University of Pretoria and other South African universities to which I had already established relationship. So I equally exploited on those. And also as the Chief of Operations of the African Union Mission in Darfur, I had a series of meetings at the United Nations headquarters in New York. So those contacts remain, and I exploited them to ensure that the Nigerian Defense Academy has the best in collaboration at the diplomatic, educational, and military training levels.
When he assumed the office of the Commandant of Nigerian Defense Academy, Major General Ochai embarked on a benchmarking exercise with other established academies around the world. So we're talking of Agulhas Negras Academy in Brazil. We're talking of the United States Naval Academy in Annapolis, and as well as the Royal Air Force Academy, in Cranwell, United Kingdom. And this has brought about a lot of positive changes, in the way we train our cadets vis-a-vis the requirements for, the infrastructure to support those trainings, So, and we have seen a situation where the collaboration with these military academies of international repute, have opened up exchange programs where we can send our cadets, to those countries, to be exposed to other forms of training according to best practices.
Behind every strong cadet stands a committed instructor. General Ochai understood this and acted on it. From improved accommodation to advanced teaching tools, he restored the pride and purpose of those who teach. Instructors were seen, respected, empowered. As his tenure draws to a close, what endures is more than a list of accomplishments. It is a legacy. Major General Jo Ochai led with steadiness and strength, with humility and heart, recognized by the Chief of Defense Staff, General C.G. Musa, and awarded the Defense Training Medal. His name is now etched into the very story of the Academy.
I was honored by the Chief of Defense Staff with a Defense Training Medal, the first of its kind for any commandant of the Nigerian Defense Academy. and that was done in identifying the changes I brought to the Nigerian Defense Academy within the last 2 years, and the effort I put into ensuring that we produce capable officers that meet the expectations of the Nigerian people and the armed forces of Nigeria. I dedicated that medal to the hardworking staff of the Nigerian Defense Academy as well as the cadets. Mentioning any particular name now will mean undermining the effort of others. So everybody worked equally well to ensure that we attained this success.
Through trees planted and buildings raised, through minds sharpened and spirits lifted, through every salute and every step, the Nigerian Defense Academy has been refined, made stronger, made ready. Ready to raise leaders, not just for the battlefield, but for the nation. This is the legacy of Major General Jo Ochai, not just a commandant, a builder, a visionary, a servant of purpose.
I'd like to reiterate the unwavering support we received from the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria. He was with us during our Diamond Jubilee celebration, and all what he promised to support us with, he did it immediately, and his leadership has been most motivating. As the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, the NDA is a factory where officers are produced to service the armed forces of Nigeria, and his support to us goes a long way in enhancing the capacity of our armed forces, and for that we thank him most immensely.